Hi everyone, I'm Russ.
I'm Mark.
And this is a spirited endeavor.
Priming the Pump edition.
That's right.
Okay, so rye.
Yes.
Again.
Who knew?
I know, right?
Stranger Things.
On a roll.
Something like that.
Yeah, a rye bread roll.
And this is an interesting one. So
Yes.
this is another one of those distilleries we've kind of fallen in love with.
I know, Balcones.
Yeah.
Now Balcones is, one that we've discovered. Recently, somewhat recently.
Yeah.
But everything that we've tried from them just continues to impress.
Yeah. Now this is one of those ones where if I pick up a Balcones, having not tried that particular one before, I feel pretty confident I'm going to enjoy it.
Well, and we know that they're very obsessive about whiskey.
Yes.
And they're whiskey nerds, and they are just know what to put into a bottle.
And there is something about aging whiskey in Texas that is going to be a little bit different than anywhere else.
It's true. I mean, you're getting the high highs and the low lows and everything, but it's different than aging in Colorado.
Yeah.
It's different than aging in New Mexico. It's some of the other ones that are around there, Wyoming, all putting out fabulous whiskeys, but
Yeah.
there's just something inherently unique about Texas.
Yep, I agree. So this is their rye, not a cast strength or anything like that, just a pretty typical rye. So this is pot distilled, which that is a huge favorite of ours to begin with. And it is a Texas rye, which is interesting in and of itself, because I don't think of Texas when I think of rye, but clearly that is a thing.
Sounds great, but when you get local, you get local grains, there's Colorado whiskeys that use Colorado grains, and Wyoming that use Wyoming grains and everything too, and you really do kind of get different flavors, and there really is, what the soil's pulling into that grain, even if it's a similar, heirloom variety or a commercial variety and everything, it's going to be different from region to region.
Well, we've talked about that when it comes to whiskeys from other countries. If you buy something from another area, you want to taste something that is specific to that area. And I love that they're using local grains, because that way, like you said, you're getting something specific to that area.
Yeah. Now, when we deal with peat in our whiskeys, that could be a huge influence in that whiskey.
Yeah.
And grain is no less of the influence in that.
Yeah.
So, all that stuff just gives you something that's local, and gives you, a flavor that you're not going to get anywhere else.
Exactly.
That's just awesome.
Yep.
Even if the methods to make it are the same, and the mash bill might even be the same,
but
it's
then
be completely different.
You're still looking at the shape of the still too. But yeah, I agree. The ingredients are the big part for me. Awesome. Well, let's see what we have here.
Okay, so first of all, that is dark.
That's dark. That's like really dark, which that tends to be a Balcones thing.
Yeah, that's.
I've come to expect that.
Yeah, that's brown.
Yep.
It's like a little golden, but brown, dark.
Almost like there's a little copper in it.
Yeah, for sure. But like a little tarnished copper.
Yeah, exactly. Nice oils on it, really good legs. Again, wouldn't expect anything less. Now this is 50% ABV, so again, nothing out of line, but should be plenty of flavor.
Yeah, nice and oily too. Not overly oily.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
It actually is a little thin in the glass.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? That doesn't necessarily mean that it's anything.
Agreed.
Oh, wow.
And that is just so different.
Yeah, there it is. So, soft.
Yeah.
I mean, that is much softer. And it's not quite as herbal as others that we've tried.
Agreed. Yeah, it's a very different rye experience.
Yeah, that's more caramely.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more caramel than like brown sugar. A lot of them have like a little brown sugar quality.
I get almost like a burnt molasses.
Yeah. Okay.
Right at the edge.
But you know what? I think that's the barrel.
Oh, I think you're right. I think so too.
I think that's the barrel influence on that,
because there's like a little char to it.
Yeah, you're getting a little toasted. Yeah, little barrel char.
Very unique nose though. I can't. Of all the ryes we've tried, this is the only one that really comes across this way.
Yeah, that one's like I said, really soft.
Yeah.
And it's grainy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually smelling the grain in this. I'm getting a little bit of that rye.
Yeah, now I don't see a mash bill on this. Just says aged at least 15 months in oak, but they don't really tell you what the mash bill is. I am a little curious about that. I mean, they mentioned some of the grains, but not the percentages, so interesting. Well, shall we?
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers.
Holy cow, that's very different.
Yeah, very, very unique.
I want to call this vertical because it's like all the taste just goes up.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It starts
right.
low in your and then just like goes like up to your head, up through your head.
Yep.
There's definitely an herbalness to this.
Oh yeah, the herbalness you don't really get on the nose, you definitely get on the palate.
Yeah, but I'm having a hard time placing that too.
Now for me, I get tobacco, I get dark like black coffee. Those are the two things that really hit me real strong. From a texture standpoint, it's not especially oily, but it's not thin, it's not drying.
Second sip is drying.
Okay.
Yeah, second sip I got a little drying nature on that. It's not unwelcome. I get a little bit of eucalyptus on that. Just a hair. It's just present. No black licorice or anything like that to note. But you're right. Coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee.
And I think that goes back to that char a little bit, kind of bringing some of that in combination with the rye itself.
Yeah, a little dark roast coffee.
Yeah.
Maybe a touch of chocolate along with the tobacco.
Yeah.
Definitely tobacco though.
Oh yeah.
Like a leafy tobacco.
Yeah.
Oh, I dig this.
This is such an original rye. Again, of all the ryes we've tried, I've not had anything remotely close to this.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. This is so different than any other rye I've tasted.
Yeah. Now, this is one that I picked up, and as you can see, I have enjoyed the bottle a bit so far. So I will let that speak for itself. I was curious to get your opinion on it, and it's interesting that you've had some of the same tasting notes that I did.
Yeah, for sure. And then on the third sip, I'm really getting more of that herbal eucalyptus. That's really starting to come through now. It seems to build. You know, it started off as very soft and just kind of in the background, and then on subsequent sips, it's really starting to take a hold right in the center. And I think that makes it really interesting.
It does.
Man, because this just hits you on various levels and very it just gets like all your senses in there.
Well, for me, the other flavors like the chocolate and the tobacco and the coffee are dark flavors, and having that little bit of an almost minty thing at the tail end is kind of an interesting counterpoint. I'm not normally a big fan of that, and I don't know that I would have intentionally added it, but it's kind of working for me. But I kind of like the major flavors that this one plays with. So
yeah, absolutely.
What do you think?
I'm going 4 on this one, solid. You
Yeah.
know, maybe 4.5, and hit me on another day.
I'm gonna go 4.5 on this one, only because I keep going back to this whiskey because it is so unique. It's not an everyday drinker for me, but every now and then when you want a rye that's just very different and has those dark flavors, this is the one I go to. But yeah, really interesting whiskey. Again, Balcones just keeps hitting them out of the park.
I know, right? So yeah,
Awesome.
another one to add to our love.
Yeah, that's right. Well, thanks for joining us, everyone. I hope you had a good time.
All right, we sure did. We'll catch you on the next one.
Take care.
Okay, bye.
Bye.